Welcome back to Riley Reviews. It's your girl Riley. Now, I know it's been a while since I gave you guys some content, and I do try to post at least once a week, but I want to get into some things that's worth talking about, and I think we got something here for you guys today. Now, before we go ahead and get into my commentary, I want to just give a shout out to all of my new subscribers, and also a special shout out to all of my returning viewers that come back to watch my content. Now, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, y'all. I first want to go ahead and get into Beyonce because she's out here breaking records in this new era. Now, Chart Data posted that Beyonce makes history as the first black female artist to debut at #1 on this hot country song chart. Beyonce also lands on #2 on this Billboard's Hot 100 for this week and is predicted to be going #1 for next week. Now, this is not like Beyonce has never had a #1 because we all know that she has had one, but Beyonce earns her highest debuting single of her career on the Hot 100 with Texas Hold'em, which is quite shocking. And this is only within the 4 days within the tracking week, so I believe if Beyonce had released early within the tracking week, I'm pretty sure she would have gotten that #1 spot. But like I said, she's already predicted to go #1 next week. And I couldn't help to notice how a lot of people wasn't talking about how this is Beyonce's highest earning debut single of her career on Hot 100. And Beyonce is 20 something years in a game, and you would consider Beyonce, where I feel like a lot of people would consider Beyonce as more like R&B, and I guess you could say like pop lane. But for this to be her highest debuting song for a country song is just yeah, not what we expected, which also goes to show you no matter how many times someone goes #1 or debuts #1 for that matter on Billboard, doesn't really compare to the impact that person has in the music industry, let alone the culture. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this generation is just so caught up on numbers and placements, and although I do feel like those things are important and indicative to an artist, I just remember there being a time where nobody was really caught up on which artist landed on this chart or this chart. Like I remember listening to music and just was like, okay, I mean, I didn't really pay attention. Like good music was good music for me, and I feel like that's another reason why we don't have so much good music today, because everyone is like so chart obsessed. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with social media and stands on Twitter, but those are just my thoughts on it. You guys could let me know what you guys think down below. All right, let's go ahead and get into Cardi B. So it's looking like Cardi is finally ready to release her sophomore album after almost 6 years of releasing her debut album, Invasion of Privacy. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but Cardi B has been away from the internet, which is quite shocking and kind of a good thing for her, because she was going on rants every other week, seemed like, last year. So it's kind of a good thing that she is taking a break and being on her hiatus and probably focusing on her marriage and things of that sort. But it seems like Cardi B is going to be making an appearance sometime soon this year. Now, there were reports that Cardi B is going to be featured on Shakira's upcoming album, and they're so-called doing a music video in Miami this week. Now, I do see this collaboration working in Cardi B's favor, being that she has tapped into that Latin market, and I always felt like that was the market that she should have been targeting, because I feel like that's what best suit her. Now, I'm not a huge Cardi B fan, and I'm not really a fan of hers at all, but I would be a hater to say that I didn't like her song called I Like It, and the other collaboration with Bruno Mars. And although that wasn't like a Latin song, but it was still a well put together song, so I feel like those type of songs work for her. But in other news, it does seem like Cardi B album is done. If you ask me, I feel like it's been done. They've just been waiting on a time to actually release it. But her husband Offset was online, and he posted on his IG, or was on his live or whatever, and he was pretty much encouraging her to stop being scary and to just drop her album. Now, when he said stop being scary, I couldn't help to think about that interview Cardi B had recently did on the Knicks commercial, and they had asked her why they think that hip-hop is at a bad state, or in a state that it's in, and she kind of replied to like, well, she doesn't feel like artists know what the people want, or something to that sense. And I feel like during that interview she was doing a whole lot of projection, but go to Cardi B recent interview, you would know what I'm talking about. And this kind of just solidifies to me that Cardi B is scared to put out music. Cardi's last song, Bongos, didn't go anywhere, and that had a feature on it by Megan Thee Stallion, and then the other collaborations was attached to someone else's moment. So Cardi really didn't have a successful year last year. To me, Cardi B waited too long to release her sophomore album, and people are not checking for her like they used to. And being that you're gonna have Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Nicki had already released, she's going on tour, Megan saying that she's going to be going on tour, there's a lot of girls that she's going to have to be competing with, and her star power is not to how it used to be. So it's going to be interesting to see how she's going to maneuver in this new era for her. But the more Cardi B waits to release this album, the more people are going to be less interested in her. So it would be in her best interest to come out this year, even though she chose the worst time of it all to do it. You gonna have to put out that album, or else we're not gonna be talking about you or checking for your album, baby girl. But those are my thoughts. Let me know if you guys are interested in hearing some new Cardi B music. I want to talk about Nicki Minaj and people's obsession with her. Now, it was this tweet making its rounds, and it was calling for all the fan bases, the Beehives, the Hotties, Barty Gang, and pretty much insinuating on purchasing Pink Friday 2 tour tickets just to be able to throw things at Nicki. I'm convinced that these fan bases just love to hate Nicki, and it's kind of obsessive at this point. It's getting scary. And I highly doubt that's going to happen because, for one, you have to purchase floor seats just to get close enough. And for two, you already know all the stand barbs are going to be in front row. So you know that's not going to fly. And what sets Nicki apart from a lot of celebrities is her connection with her fan base and the connection that she does have with them. And she knows that. Hence to why she mentioned in this tweet, I'm not their fave, I'm their family, know the difference, and then play at your own risk. And I'm not going to read the whole tweet, but I feel like this was Nicki's response to that tweet that I showed you guys earlier. But I could be wrong. Those are just my assumptions. You guys could let me know what your thoughts on it. Now, I know last week was pretty slow, and if there's something that pops up during the week, then we're definitely going to talk about it. But that's all I have for you guys in today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to support my channel. By doing so, you can just hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment. You know, don't be shy, friend. Don't be shy. And I'll see you guys on my next video.